Golden Blue Dude here with you again, and if you haven't already, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button if you're a college football fan, because that's what I do every single day of my life. So if you haven't heard already, the Big Ten is throwing their hat back into the fall season. The planned start date is the weekend of October 23rd, 24th, and they're going to play 8 regular season games with a championship game on December 19th. So now the conversation has shifted to, well, what about the playoffs? What sort of criteria should there be? I'm glad you asked. I did some research, and I think I came up with a good recipe to follow. Now, does it mean they're going to follow it? Probably not. But I'm going to give you my recipe on how I think the playoffs should be decided. Here we go. First things first. The Big Ten has to go undefeated to even be considered, period. 9-0, sweep the season, and win your championship. So that is the first thing. Alright? So the next thing. Any undefeated champion. SEC, they'll be 11-0. ACC, they'll be 12-0. And the Big 12, they would be 11-0. Any undefeated other champion should be considered first before an undefeated Big Ten champion. Now, let's move on to the next level. A one-loss champion from one of the other Power Fives. A one-loss SEC champion, a one-loss ACC champion, and a one-loss Big 12 champion. So the SEC would be 10-1 with a championship, the champion, 11-1 for the ACC champion, and a 10-1 Big 12 champion. Those would be considered before an undefeated Big 10 champion. Now let's move on to the next level. Now we're getting a little bit closer to an actual debate. Next up, a one-loss runner-up from the ACC. In other words, they get to the championship, but they lose, and they're 11-1. Same for the SEC. They get to the championship, but lose. They're 10-1. Those teams also should get a nod over the Big Ten undefeated champion. Then we get to the next level. This is the level where we can start to debate a two-loss champion versus a undefeated Big Ten champion. That's where a debate where you can figure out who has the better wins and all that other stuff. So a two-loss SEC champion, they would be 9-2. Undefeated Big Ten would be 9-0. And two-loss ACC would be 10-2, which would be one more win than the Big Ten, but I think their schedule would be a little less challenging, so that's why I would put them in the same debate as undefeated Big Ten. Same with the Big 12. A two-loss Big 12 champion, that's when debates can happen. But I don't think the Big Ten should be considered until you get to that level. Undefeated champion? No, they get priority. One-loss champion? No, they get priority over the Big Ten. One-loss runner-up? No, they get priority over the Big Ten. Then you get to a two-loss champion. That's when debates can happen. And as far as the AAC is considered, the Big Ten coming back screwed you. Sorry, you're out of luck. You're done. Got to figure it out for next year. So that's my criteria for how I think the playoffs should be scheduled. That's all I got for you for this video. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you on my next video.